Welcome back to Minecraft, everyone, and in the final part of the XP farm saga. Hopefully, I swear, I've been stuck building this XP farm forever. I want to escape. And last time, we put together the base for it, as you can clearly tell. I'm going to need to put a trapdoor there, but that does not matter. Our zombie friend is here, as you could tell by the noise that he keeps making. And our armadillos are still in need of growing. Last time, like I said, we built the shell for the XP farm. The primary thing that will be making us XP. Yeah. And so, we won't have to worry about XP ever again. Right now, though, I need to make a trapdoor for that dirt block placement because that is what I'm going to have open. And I don't have 5 spruce. I can chop down my Christmas tree. I'm kidding. It's a very nice tree. I built that around Christmas time, if you're curious. It's a very nice tree, I know. I just need to make a trapdoor. And make this recipe make sense. Alright, so I know this has been memed on so many times, but you make that, right? You get 3 doors. Right? You just move those 2 blocks over and you only get 2 trapdoors? All I'm gonna point out. That's all I needed to point out. Just all I needed to point out. So I guess I can get rid of that. I can hit that. And there we go. Alright. We have the base built. Now I spent last episode building this thing. Now I was debating if I wanted to build like a structure around it, kind of like I did with the pumpkin house for my dog, Jackenstein. I said I would be building some kind of like armadillo shell or something. I don't know. I honestly haven't really the faintest clue with what that means, but I need to get the armadillos into this thing first before I even consider building anything on the outside. So that's probably not going to happen this episode. The primary focus is the armadillos. I think I know what I can build right now, a bridge. I need to build a bridge over here so that I can get these guys over here as easily as possible. So I don't have to use my gas or whatever, because if I tried getting through these guys through the ocean, it would take so much trouble. It would be so much difficulty. It would be so much annoyance because it won't look pretty. It'll just be made for function, and then I can pretty it up later. As far as builds are concerned, they take forever, and this is not an episode I don't want to get distracted with. In any case, there we go. That area is flattened out. I'm going to go see if I should have a surplus of cobblestone. Right. Okay. Let me grab my surplus of stone and stairs and whatnot. Anyways, in recent weeks of time, not recent weeks, the recent week, as you know, I am starting up a Tomodachi Life series. I just so happen to have recorded a video yesterday as of recording this one right now. I'll pretty this up later, but for now, it's for function, okay? That's all this is purely for. I need to bridge my way over to here so that I can get my armadillos over there. Okay, yeah, alright, there we go. Alright, so we got a functioning bridge to get over here without having to swim through the water. So when they are ready to be moved over, they will be moved over as simply and as efficiently as possible. I will be able to
slowly walk them across this bridge where they will likely knock each other over.
And then, when we're ready, which I'd say we almost are, I'll move as much as I feel like moving, and I'll make sure to leave at least 2 in there. I might not move them all, honestly. Okay, there we go. See? Infested. That's what we were hoping for. 3 minutes of time, by the way, so I will have a 3-minute duration of getting XP. Which is crazy. Oh, look, there's a horse on my island now. It's probably because I built a bridge over. Hi, buddy. How are you? Do I have a saddle? I wouldn't mind taming one. Let's see if we got something for our new pal. Potential new pal, anyways. I have horse armor, but, nope. Okay, so yeah, the Sulfur caves and stuff. I've been seeing things about them, and yeah. I mean, whenever they add features, they always tend to sometimes, occasionally, update features upon them, you know? Oh, that took long enough. My new horse. We got a new horse friend. Yay! Oh yeah, I was saying, the Sulfur Caves. I've seen a recent video on a YouTuber I watched. It seems to be a bit weird. They did seemingly, like, make it smaller? I don't know how to describe it. You probably know the YouTuber that I'm talking about if you can understand how I'm describing it. But it was weird, and I don't think they themselves, Mojang, have any idea with what they want to do with the Sulfur Caves themselves, because they seem indecisive themselves, honestly. At least from what I've seen from the... I should make a bridge over... Autism at its finest, and everyone... I was talking about something that I immediately got straight over. Oh yeah, no, it just seems like they don't know what they want to do with... they don't know what they want to do with the Sulfur Caves. Because, yeah... I think that they are doing weird stuff. They are... It's very obvious that the Sulfur Cube's gonna be a very minigame focused mod. That's obvious. But they seem to make changes and things happen as these are previewed, and it just seems weird. It's just like they're trying to bury the biome under a rug. And I just, like, maybe they're just not happy with what they did, and they're just trying to, like, set it aside, make us forget about it. I don't know, it is weird.
Just so you know, I don't think this is the intention, but this feature is definitely something no one asked for.
It was honestly interesting in concept. It's just the issue is we have so many cave biomes right now that it's just not the right time, you know? What we really need are some additions to other fields of Minecraft, you know? And that is not talking about caves. We have plenty of cave stuff. It's very obvious that we need an end revamp. I refuse to agree with anyone who argues otherwise, solely because they say, oh, well, it's the end. It shouldn't have an update. That couldn't be any further wrong if you tried. Respectfully. I get the idea of what you're going for, but you're not correct. Because I would have to argue this. You would have to argue the same way with the Nether. Like, it's just a part of a goal to beating the game that it didn't need a revamp, you know? They chose to revamp it, so why can't they choose to revamp the end, you know? It's the same logic. It 100% is. You can't argue otherwise, because, like, I mean, even if you look at it right now and what they added to it, they did way more than they needed to. They made it easier to get ender pearls. They made it easier to get blaze rods. You know, all these things. And netherite. Completely changing the whole dynamic of the game. It's just like, we need that, but with the end. And it would be nice, and I know I'm crazy for asking this, but it would be nice if we got a new boss. I know. Big ask there. I'm asking a lot out of Mojang for that one. I'm well aware. But, like, we haven't had a boss since, honestly, the Wither, because the Elder Guardian doesn't count as a boss, and the Warden is an obstacle and not a boss. It is an obstacle you move around. It is not a boss, okay? I will stand on that hill. Maybe if it's not as major as something as the Nether update, it still would be nice to see a little bit of additions to the end city, because it's so barren and empty and dull. And the only reason you would go there and risk dying because of all the bottomless pits is to get the Elytra, and you would never go there again. Well, you also would maybe get the chorus fruit too, but regardless, you would just never go there again. Ever. Unless you were trying to get shulker boxes. Anyways, my shovel broke. I have to go get another one. Yeah. And there's not like there's any downsides. What, are we arguing against more content? Like, hello? Regardless of whether or not this game is complete or not, who argues with getting more content to a game? Why do you think people mod this game? Is to add more content to it. To give some padding in areas that need it. Like, it's definitely becoming a vastly divided, like, community in terms of Minecraft. The community is definitely becoming vastly divided in terms of these arguments. We need something that brings everyone together with, like, a really solid addition that no one can argue against, you know? At least that would be ideal for what we need. Anyways, I'm doing this right now because I'm trying to pass time and wait for these armadillos to grow up because I don't know what else to do right now. But either way, I don't think the Sulfur Caves are a bad addition. I just think they're an unnecessary addition. Because we already have so much to the caves already that it just feels like, cool, but why? You know, just cool, but why?
Cool, but why?
I mean, redstone engineers and people playing with other players are going to have a field day with the Sulfur Cube when it's fully out. For sure. It's going to be mini-game enjoyers' joy. You know, it's kind of a shame Stampy's not doing this lovely World Series anymore, because he could definitely have made some cool mini-games with that. I'll tell you that for free. When that comes out, I don't know if I'm going to use it for anything. Maybe I'll try, but I don't have much ideas, because I don't know what I could do as a single-player person, because I haven't played with anyone in ages. I want to. There's some mods that would make it easier on Java, but yeah. Right. So, alright, we're going to, and I'm gonna close it when I feel like I have enough. Yeah, they're trying to push each other out one by one. Guys, one by one! Oh, okay, alright, yeah, we'll just leave that amount. This amount should be enough. There's a couple babies in here, but I will probably wait till they're grown up anyways. How much do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12? Yeah, 12 should be fine. I don't think I need 20, honestly. I don't know why I thought of that. I just thought of that because, I don't know. But anyways, we gotta lead these guys all the way over there. Their little waddling is adorable, but also these guys are
Slow.
Okay, it is turning night. Alright, I'm gonna put this in my offhand. And I'm gonna just sleep. Yes, get on top of my bed, why don't you? Ugh. Okay. Alright, this is where this is gonna get a little sketchy, because they might try to push each other off. Try to not fall off, because that'll be annoying. Okay, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. They're all just gonna cower up when they're near the zombie. Crap. Well, this is just gonna make things a little bit difficult. Good thing I didn't decide to do the full 20. Sheesh. Okay. I've dealt with worse challenges before. I essentially am gonna... Okay, so when they're led, they no longer cower. Okay, so that's cool. So I gotta basically do that, but for all of these guys. Okay, cool. Well, actually, you know what? That's actually not that bad, but I have to do this one at a time because I only have one lead. So, you know, it still kind of sucks. Now, I don't think this top part needs to be glass. I actually don't know. Alright, I'm gonna take the infestation potion out and the flint and steel and throw it, then light the campfire, then boom. And there you go. This is not music to my ears, trust me. In fact, hold on. I'm gonna save you guys the effort. Let's turn off hostile mobs. And there we go. This is the entire mob farm, or XP farm, essentially. You just do this, they funnel into here, and they can't escape because the trapdoor has a slightly large hitbox that still allows you to reach inside, but not to where they can get out. I can imagine what it sounds like right now with the sounds. Let's just turn it on for 1 sec to humor it. This is music to my ears, isn't it, everyone? This is absolutely a symphony made by Mozart himself. Clearly music to my ears. Okay, let me turn that back off. Okay, there. All right, let's put out the fire so that they can stop taking damage, and that's how you put out fires. Okay, so yeah, we got to level 44. But yeah, that is the XP farm. We've did it. We finally accomplished something meaningful in this series. And I'd say that's pretty meaningful because that is going to help immensely for us. In any case, before we end this off, I want to see if I could get a looting or fortune sword and pickaxe. Because I do need both of those things. And so, since I now have the XP levels to do it, why not? Why not? Vein Mine is one of the mods that I have installed. I downloaded a plugin that moves the Vein Mine thing to an enchantment. All it does is that it mines ores all in one batch, so I don't have to mine them individually. I don't know what I'm going to get out of this, so do it. Ooh. That right there. Oh yeah. I don't know what happens if I uninstall. What would happen with this pickaxe? I imagine the vein mine enchant would just disappear. Either way, that is awesome. That is great. That is superb. Let's see if we can make a looting sword. I didn't make the looting sword. I'm so happy right now. You have no idea. Oh, looting 2. I got looting 2. Okay. So we got looting 2. Awesome. I'm gonna combine these two before I run out of XP levels. We finally have a looting sword. It's looting 2, but it's a looting, and that's all that matters. And there's fire aspect too. Oh, I ran out of XP levels for it. We now have a looting sword and a fortune pickaxe. I ran out of enchanting levels to enchant anything else. Well, anything meaningful anyways. But that'll do for the episode, so whatever. So anyways. Next time. Now we're now at the outro, finally, everyone. So yeah. See you in the next one. That's the XP farm, and goodbye, everyone. Yeah. My throat's killing me now. All right, let's end it off now. Yeah. Autism at its finest, and everyone